another Makeover Monday. So excited. I am just in awe at how you guys are responding to these Makeover Mondays. So if you would like to do a publicity makeover with me right here on Instagram Live, you can join me by clicking the link in my bio and filling out the application, and my team and I will get back with you, okay? So on this Monday makeover, as with every Monday makeover, I talk to entrepreneurs about their businesses. We go over what your struggle points are in your business, and in 15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes-ish or less, I like to help you get unstuck with wherever you are, okay? So, invite your friends, invite all your people, tag your business bestie. You are going to want to be a part of this. And allow me to introduce myself. With that being said, for those of you that do not know who I am, my name is Lindsay Walker. I am a publicist. I work with women who are ready to become sought-after leaders and experts in their industry. And tonight, we have an amazing guest. I see her right here. So we are going to bring her right on up, and we'll get started. Awesome.
Hey, Lindsay.
Hey, Rae.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Good. Great to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. So go ahead and let everyone know who you are, what you do, and where you're from.
Awesome. Thanks so much for the opportunity. I am super excited to be here. As you mentioned, I'm Rae Dyer. I'm a faith-based maternal mental health coach, and I help secretly frustrated and discouraged moms rediscover, prioritize, and accomplish dreams and aspirations beyond motherhood. I am a mother of two. I'm a believer. I'm a wife. I'm a business professional, and I'm also an entrepreneur. So I wear many hats, as most women do. And so I'm just super excited to be here and to get all that I can get from you. I've worked with you before, and it's just been so tremendous. I'm still reaping the benefits of using your services over 2 years ago. So I'm super excited about the steps and where we'll go from here.
Yes, that is so awesome. Like, yeah, it has been 2 years ago, but I'm like grateful that you've been able to take what we did from developing your brand story, and you're still able to implement those things. That just goes to show like the power of publicity. So let's talk about that, because I want people to understand that this has been a journey and that this has been a process. So like, where were you prior to, coming on and working with me during that time period? What's happened since then, and then where are you now?
So that's such a great question. And when I first was introduced to you, it was through Chanel with Beyond the Book Media. I had just written my book, and I purchased a package that included your services. So it was so timely. I was not yet an entrepreneur at that time as it relates to maternal mental health, but I wanted to share my book, and I needed it to get out beyond what I knew that I could do. So I was really excited to leverage your services, and I was able to get several placements as a result. And so basically that provided me with an opportunity to initiate what was a much bigger picture than was originally at hand. And so just from sharing my story, I found that there were a lot of women that could identify with what I went through. I suffered with a severe case of postpartum depression, and it led to 2 stints of intensive psychiatric outpatient treatment. And so to really be able to advocate, particularly for African-American mothers who really have higher rates of postpartum depression, and oftentimes either don't recognize it as such and or don't get treatment. And so the book was a nice tool to get that conversation started, but something much broader was needed. And that is what birthed Abundant Grace Coaching Community. And so I've been able to leverage the services that you've provided up to now, but as my business evolves, of course, the strategies must evolve as well. And so it's so timely that we're able to get together at this point.
Yeah, and I love that you said that because I want everybody to understand like publicity is a consistent thing. It's ever evolving. Like you said, as you grow
Mm-hmm.
within your business, the strategy changes. Not
Right.
only does the strategy change, but you know, the messaging changes. That's one of the things that I say all the time. Your mission is going to remain the same, and your mission is to be an advocate for moms, to be a
Absolutely.
voice, to show them, you know, that it's possible for you to thrive in motherhood and beyond, to show them that it's possible for you to, even if you go through postpartum depression, you can come out and you can come out
Absolutely.
thriving and conquering, right? And
Absolutely.
providing with the tools. But now the messaging, now that you've grown, the messaging is going to shift a little bit. So I want to get into that. Kind of walk me through what your kind of like pain points are now as it relates to publicity and as it relates to getting to that next step of telling your story.
Sure. And I think for me, more so than pain points, it's opportunities because, and I keep reiterating it, but I really want your listeners to understand that the services that you provide are sustainable and lasting and reusable. You know, you can repeat those processes. So for example, I was featured in Shout Out Atlanta as an author. So when I
Yeah.
became a coach, I reached back out to the same contacts and I was featured again as a coach. And so I have an opportunity to continue to be featured in the publications that have already featured me, as well as perhaps now that things have transitioned a bit, some of the earlier contacts that I had that may not have anything may not have come of them at that time, may be more interested now based on where things are. So things are evolving, but in terms of the opportunity, I really am, I'm actually on sabbatical right now. So I'm taking several weeks just to rest. And it's so important, particularly when you focus on maternal mental health. My little one will be 3 this week. And so I think a lot of times people think, oh, it's that infancy, it's that baby stage. No, it's that child stage.
Yeah.
There's always expectations, and there's a significant demand that motherhood places on you. And so for me, I need an opportunity to rest mentally, spiritually, and to really be restored in those areas for various reasons. And so at the same time, I recognize just as I wasn't by myself in postpartum depression, just as I wasn't by myself in overcoming that and being able to transform the lives of women, I'm also not by myself in needing a refresher. And so what I'd like to do, or where things are pivoting now, is I would love to do an in-person retreat. And so I'm looking at ways to really get some guidance on that, because what I found, Lindsay, is that we had some different angles for our pitches. And so it was pitching the book
Yeah.
launch, and then pitching my story. And so it gave the press different options in terms of how they wanted to leverage that. But I found that the event was the least featured of the 3. So Sheen Magazine featured the event, but most others picked up on my story or picked up on the book. So I need some key nuggets for event-specific strategy with PR. So that's the opportunity that I have for you today.
Yeah, I love that. And I am so proud of you. I am all here for it, like recognizing the opportunities, recognizing that, hey, I can take this same framework, right? And either I can tweak it myself, do it myself, and or collaborate to get publicity. So let's talk about that because I want you guys to hear a couple of things, right? Number one, when it comes to getting featured in the media, you absolutely positively are going to need more than one angle. You're going to need more than one thing for them to work with, right? Number two, she's coming up, she's creating, she's developing a retreat. So that means that, like she said, there's opportunity for the media to cover that event. So let's dive into that. Whenever we are working with clients, for event purposes, that happens in 3 different ways. Number one, you want to promote before the event, right? Because we always want to let them know what's coming. Number two, you want to promote during the event so that you can get some eyeballs on it, so that you can get some traction on it, so that you can get people interested in what it is that you're doing. Number three, you want to push for post-event production. So what does that mean? Servicing the media with recaps, servicing the media with pictures, those that were interested and cannot attend. You want to make sure that you're giving them everything that they need to properly cover the event. So let's go over the first part of it, putting together the pitch so that you can get them interested in the event, right? So that would mean you would need to have your venue in order. You would need to know the people that you're going to reach. You would need to know if you're going to have speakers, what the event's going to look like, who are the people that you're going to have in place, right? Then you want to make sure that your why is timely. So maybe this is an event that you're going to do. And when are you planning on doing it?
We're doing it during Maternal Mental Health Month, right after Mother's Day. So
I was just going to say,
right in your pocket.
Yes, you are already there. So absolutely, you want to make sure that the event makes sense for the tie-in and for the theme of whatever your industry is. With Laray, it happens to be the maternal aspect and the mental health aspect. So you want to definitely make sure that you're identifying editors that have covered that subject before. And they don't necessarily have to be the same people that you've reached out to before. They could be, you know, let's say, okay, last time we were in Sheen, we were in Shout Out. This time I want to be intentional. Let's go to Refinery 29. Let's go to Forbes. Let's go to Women's Health. Let's go to parents.com. Let's hit up, you know, a writerfortoday.com. And is this going to be in person, or is there going to be a virtual aspect to it?
I anticipate fully in person and not.
Okay, fully in person. Okay, so you want to identify those people that are, you know, maybe freelancers. You're in Atlanta, right?
I am.
Okay, so you want to identify maybe freelancers that write for those publications that are in the Atlanta area. And or if you can't identify a freelancer that's in those areas, reaching out to, you know, people that cover that beat and saying, hey, it's in Atlanta. We'd love to have someone, you know, on your team or on your staff to cover. Also, making sure that this go around, you know, it's Atlanta Magazine, you're being intentional about pitching, making sure that you are pitching Atlanta Voice, Atlanta Business Chronicle, like all of these spaces in your local market. So that way it can be a really, really big push, right? So number one is identifying those key players. Number two, you also want to put the event on calendar listings. You want it to be everywhere I just mentioned, all those outlets, they have a section on their website for calendar listings. So you want to make sure that you are submitting your event to these listings, because it's going to pick up SEO. It's going to get people to see it, right? It's going to get people, well, wow, what is this? Let me click on this. Or who is this? Let me find out who Rae Dyer is. So you want to make sure that you're using all of those tools to your advantage so that you can draw in traffic to the website, the landing page, all of those things. Once we've gotten to that aspect, you want to make sure that you're able to give the press an experience. You want to make sure that not only are you inviting them to come and participate, or also inviting them to come and share their stories, right? So maybe they're, you know, maybe they've gone through a postpartum depression, or maybe they have insight on what it looks like to really, really get their mental health together, to be better mothers, better wives, you know, whatever their various roles are, giving them a platform to speak on, having a media partnership because they're a speaker, and then, oh, by the way, still being able to get that coverage, right? So you have a lot of opportunity here with pushing out the event, with getting coverage for the event, and with still making sure that you're building out those long-lasting relationships. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. I know I was like throwing a lot. I was like, let me stop.
I'm catching it.
Okay. Okay. Good. If you guys are just now tuning in, welcome. You are in Monday Publicity Makeovers. It's Monday Makeovers that we typically do of course, every other Monday. And I am here with Rae Dyer. We're talking all about how she can get publicity for her upcoming event. If you would like for us to give you insight on your business and your brand, make sure that you click the link right in my bio and go ahead and apply for your seat in the Monday makeover. So, Laray, like, how did that feel so far with getting some of that insight that we just went over?
It's so good. It was really, who do I sound like? It's so good.
I know, right?
It's really helpful. I certainly thought about, I think most of the time we focus heavily on pre. So having the coverage during, but not just for the purpose of press, but for being able to relate to personalities that may have had that experience and also are in the press. So I thought that was really great.
Yeah.
And the follow up. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, so afterwards, because you're going to get people that are going to say, well, I'm sorry, I can't make it, or I'm doing XYZ. That's okay. Are you willing to do an event recap? That would be the question that you would ask them.
Sure.
And then from there, if they say, yeah, Laray, I'd love to do a recap, what you're going to do is you're going to have someone to, of course, take photos, get a videographer, and then you're also going to have someone that's going to be able to type out a quick little recap of who attended, what went on, if you had sponsors, all that information, and you're going to send it to all of the media outlets that both confirmed and did not confirm, but they said that they would be interested in covering the event. And then, of course, you still want to utilize your story and why it's important, like why now this event is important for your brand and for your business to execute and to put out. Because, of course, your story is what's going to get them interested in everything else that you have going on.
Awesome. I actually have two questions for you.
Yep.
My first question is, I actually have a book coming out. I partner with Lindsay Vertner, who does various volumes of First Class Life. So I'm super excited about that. Is that something that you would couple with this event, or would you focus more purely on the event?
I would focus purely on the event for now. And then, depending on the rollout that you have with Lindsay, make that something separate.
Gotcha. Okay, that's perfect. And the other thing is, you mentioned sponsorship. So I'm curious how you would leverage brand sponsorship as it relates to press.
So yeah, media partnerships. So you could ask them like, hey, are you willing to be a media partner? And that would mean that they would, do Instagram takeovers. They may, do lives. They may also say that they're going to be the exclusive one to cover all of your other events in the future. There are a lot of different ways that you can partner with the media for your events.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. You are welcome. I am so excited about you doing this event. I know it's going to be phenomenal. I know it's going to be amazing. I look forward to seeing all the awesome things that you do with media and with the press.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. I greatly appreciate it. And I certainly attribute it all to you in terms of all of the press that I've gotten so far. And I certainly look forward to much more and continuing to work with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Super, super excited. So again, you guys, we are here. It is Monday. We do Publicity Monday makeovers where you can get in the hot seat and get insight on how to get publicity for your business, how to increase getting publicity for your business, where to start. We talk about all the things. So if you have enjoyed this, go ahead, tag your business bestie, whether you're catching us here on live or you're catching us right here on, technically we're live, but if you're catching the replay, hey, replay fam, make sure that you share this with your business bestie. Again, if you guys want to be a part of our Monday makeovers, make sure that you go click the link in my bio. You can apply for your Monday makeover. You have to fill out a quick questionnaire. Speaking of applications, we are currently taking applications for one-on-one clients. If you are ready to get featured in the media, if you're ready to become a sought-after thought leader and expert in your industry, if you're ready to get more visibility for your products and your services, that is what I help brand owners do. You just heard Laray said it, but I will reiterate. Clients have been featured in everywhere from Essence to Sheen Magazine Magazine, Madame Noir, Black Enterprise, Essence, the list just goes on and on. Again, the link to fill out the application to book a call with me is also in my bio. So you're just going to click the Become a Client link right there, and that's going to take you to the application. I'll take a look at it personally, and if you are a fit, we'll send you a link to book an enrollment call, and we will go from there. But I'm super excited to hear from so many of you. And what we'll do right now, if anyone that's on, you have a question, you can go ahead and type your question in the comment box. You can ask me anything as it relates to publicity, how to get featured, where to start, and what will or perhaps will not work for your business. And I'm here right now with Laray. She's been awesome. She's been amazing in making sure that she's actually been implementing what we already previously worked on, right? It takes implementation. It takes implementation for you to consistently get publicity, whether you work with me one-on-one as a publicity client, or whether you now work with me inside of our program. When Laray was working with me, we had like a VIP day type of session where I provided her with the brand strategy, the story, and all of that. But now you can get that by being inside of my program called Position to Pivot. But yeah, so does anybody have any questions before we wrap up today's live? And Laray, if you have one more question because you're here, you can ask one more question, and then we'll wrap.
I guess I'll just double back because I did mention to you before that with the last strategy that we had, it was primarily to get publicity for my book, but there were a number of outlets that picked up my story, and the book was just kind of a mention. So would you suggest that I also continue to offer my story, or really?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. You're always going to offer. You're always going to talk about your brand story. You're always going to share that base story of how you became Laray, or how this happened, or what the book is. And, you know, even if you have to tweak it, you're still going to have the primary messaging be about that. Absolutely. Excuse me. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Like, you never, and that goes out to anybody that's watching. If you have an overall brand story, like for instance, mine, and it's always going to be, you know, how this stage 4 cancer survivor is urging women to develop a self-care routine in entrepreneurship or something like that. Like, it's always going to be that. Now, you guys may see me do more things as it relates to more lifestyle types of things, but overall, that's going to be the base story, because there are people that don't know your story that will get to know your story by you sharing it and by you positioning yourself as the expert in that way. So you never want to fall too far from that. You're always going to add to that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Any questions, y'all? Any questions about how to get publicity for your brand? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right. Well, this has been amazing, Laray. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
For coming on. Absolutely. So again, you guys, make sure that you go and follow Laray. Keep in touch with all that she has going on. Stay tuned for her upcoming event. We know that we can expect amazing things, great publicity. I'm looking forward to seeing how she puts all the pieces of the puzzle together with this. Again, this has been amazing. We're going to do publicity makeovers every single-ish almost Monday. It may be every other Monday. We're kind of working it out right now according to what we have going on with our clients. But either way, you will see me right here on a Monday. So make sure that you stay tuned, stay connected with me. Again, share this with someone that you know needs it, do not forget to apply for your Monday makeover. Just click where it says apply Monday makeover in my bio. Again, if you want to work with me one-on-one as a publicity client, applications are now open to take enrollment calls. So you would just click to become a client link in my bio, and that is how you and I can connect and work together. And with that being said, it is a wrap, you guys.
Awesome.
See you guys later.
Thanks, Lindsay. Talk soon.
You're
Take care.
welcome. You too. Bye-bye.